Aloha from Eva Beach. I am removing blocks to speak. I have a lot of fear programming um, that I'm working on removing. Uh, a fear of speaking, a fear of showing myself, and a fear of fear of getting what I actually want in life. Do you feel the same? Because I wonder sometimes if it actually belongs to me or if it's something that I was taught to believe by just society and in my experience I have challenges trusting my own judgment. It puts me into states of paralysis where what is trying to come out of my mouth? Anyway, we're still in Capricorn season, and I set a intention to, I'm gonna post about astrology every day and do like a creative little post, and then like, I don't know what happened. 5, 6, 7, 8. On 5, 6, 7, 8, Capricorn, which we're now at 23 degrees of Capricorn, so it's the 23rd day of Capricorn season, and I missed all those days. I was like, oh, I'm gonna post every single day, and then what happened? Well, I just fell into my own shift, and that's just gonna have to be okay. Because what I'm working with, I'm working with retraining my limbic system, my nervous system, and my core beliefs. Now, the core belief system has everything to do with the nervous system and the limbic system, the part of our brain that attaches to the nerves that go through our whole body. Either you'll experience sensations that are triggered by the amygdala. Yay! The little thing in the back of our brain. It's a tiny, tiny little thing. And it's kind of funny if you look at it and if you go Google amygdala and you look at it, it looks like a tiny little ball sack. Just, Anyway. I mean, is it just me or does it look like that? Because it kind of does. Or I'm just like weirdo. Anyway, so the little amygdala will go, and then you're not safe, and then that'll trigger the nervous system. So the sympathetic nervous system is like, it has sympathy for everything around it, right? So It's feeling all of the feelings. So if we perceive that we're in danger, it'll be like fight, flight, freeze, and fawn. There's actually 4 responses. Fight, I'm gonna get mad, or fight, flight, or like, ha ha ha, I'm out of here. Bye, 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 bye. Or freeze, like, I'm not gonna do anything. I'm not gonna do anything. Or fawn. I'm a master at fawning. Oh, it's okay. I'm just gonna crack a joke. Oh, isn't that just funny? Fawn, fawn, fawn. Like, oh no, let's just make it okay. Let's make it it's okay. Da, da, da. So fight, flight, freeze, fawn, right? The nervous system in for humans in 2024 prediction is extra sensitive people. Extra sensitive everything. Feels like the nerve endings of your body are actually extending out. Imagine if, like, the nervous system had branches and it actually, like, extends out through your fingertips, through your entire body. And you can feel, you know, and sense biologically, you know, we can sense pheromones, and there is actually energy out here, wind, elements. There's molecules. There's stuff from the sun. We have solar flares coming from the sun that kind of woof and create space weather. Coronal mass ejections from the sun, woof, like say the sun has a sunspot and goes woof, and it spits out a little solar flare, woof. That causes a ripple. It causes weather on Earth. That is not made up. And it's not opinion, that's fact. So that occurs, and then the weather changes. Some of us, especially those of us like myself who are in our moving from the mother to crone phase of life, as in perimenopause, which, oh god, let's not talk about perimenopause. What the fuck is perimenopause? That is a period of time when a woman begins to go into menopause, as in, it's all fun. I'll do a separate video on all of that. That affects us because I get migraines when the weather gets cold, because my bones ache, my head hurts, my sinuses get inflamed, like, stuff changes, you know, so we have to take care of ourselves extra, especially if you're a woman around the ages of between 40 and 50 at this time, to take extra care of your stress levels, more so than normal, and scratch the word normal out of your data banks, because if 2020 had taught us anything, it should have taught us that we have to learn how to adapt, and we have to accept that we need to adapt quickly. Because the contamination and the misuse of the planet is affecting us, and it's affecting our children, and we can't just be complacent. In 2024, you need to take care of your body and your soul. You need to take care of internal organs and your internal psyche. If you ignore the signals of your body and just try to plow through in 2024, it's not going to work. Things are going to crumble around you. We cannot go back to the old paradigms pre-2020 and be go, go, go and overwork ourselves. It's not going to work. It's just not. You're going to end up sick in the hospital. And I'm talking to myself as well. It's just not sustainable. Absolutely take care of yourself first. Then you'll have room to take care of everybody else. And participate in your community. Participate, help after you filled up your cup and you're good and solid, you have enough energy, then only focus your energy on supporting your immediate community. Beyond just your friends and family and loved ones. Open up to community. That looks like, join a community, local community Facebook groups are pretty handy, or message boards or whatever, so that way you can stay on track with your neighborhood and the needs of the people immediately close to you, as in proximity. Then from there, once you've gotten a community connection, and that way if some natural disaster, or which in 2024 we might have a lot of flooding because of Neptune and the high degrees of Pisces, and there might be earthquakes in a lot of places too, because there's Uranus and Jupiter in Taurus. And there will be structural changes as well, because we have Pluto going from Capricorn to Aquarius and back to Capricorn again in September for a short bit, and then it's going to be into Aquarius for a good long 20-something years. So the age of Aquarius is being built on us right now. We're laying bricks, foundations for a new enlightenment, as far as you can see with AI and technology and sustainable energy. The possibilities are there. The follow-through is sluggish. So why is the follow-through sluggish? Well, that would be because innovation, Uranus, is in Taurus, and that is gotta be slow and steady wins the race with the innovation. However, we'll see it pick up more when Jupiter goes into Gemini. There'll be more communication regarding the possibilities of innovation and how that will look. The only thing that I That is, we have 2 years of Neptune in Pisces from the last degrees of Pisces till it goes into Aries. And the concern is when Neptune goes into Aries in 2025, what is that going to look like? Aries kind of rules war. So is that going to rule delusion around war or those kind of things? Well, the future is not fixed. So we can't control the big things, the great big huge things outside of us. We can't. You can't control it. You can only control what's immediately around you. You can control going out, how you react to things. You can, instead of doom scrolling, you can go take a walk outside. If you're in a cold place, just bundle up and go shovel some snow. And if you're lucky like me and you live in Hawaii or somewhere tropical, warm, I kind of feel like I earned this over multi-lifetimes of living in hard situations. So I deserve this, damn it. I'm grateful for it. Thank you. What am I saying here? Anyway, yeah, just take care of your body. That's the real main message of 2024. It should be the main, it's kind of a no-brainer. If you don't take care of your body, and your actual immediate, health, do the stuff that you have been putting off. What Christopher Witecki of Serious Joy was saying. Don't give up on your New Year's resolutions. Now is not the time. If you set a intention to be healthy, then don't give up on it, at least until April. Because you just, if you give up now, it's just going to be more detrimental. Okay, and that's advice for myself too. I have been law of attracting. People have been extremely displeased with me, and not that many, but most people are like, yeah, we like you, but then a few people who don't, and then okay, that's all right, because I can just wish them love and aloha and pray that everything works out for them. And if people don't accept your apology, like when you apologize to them, and they don't really explain or clarify what they perceive, that you have done incorrectly, there's nothing you can do to control the situation, so you just gotta let it go. You can send love and light, and you can just let it go. And just be aware that energetic attacks are real. Do not imagine it. You're not imagining it. When you're driving in traffic and somebody honks at you and flips you the bird, and you're like, oh, and you feel that in you, and you're like, oh man, I'm sorry. Or if you do that to someone else, they'll feel that too. It's not imagining. You're not imagining it. That's part of humans, kind of the nervous system branch. These extrasensory perceptions that we haven't quite been able to, validate yet through scientific means, or, find the lingo to explain. However, just know you're not imagining it, and when you feel those sensations, just respond differently. Respond with humility and curiosity and appreciation. Well, thank you for letting me know. And I'm sorry, that's all you can do. And if they don't accept and receive that, well, that's their kuleana, that's their problem, not yours anymore. Because if you don't own what others project upon you, you're picking up on their shift sometimes and not your own. So don't internalize it. Don't allow it to become part of you. If that makes any sense. So, tips for 2024. Drop into your heart space and communicate your needs plainly from here. And then if people don't like that, well, they'll float away. And then others who are in like heart space, your heart space could look different from somebody else's heart space, and they might go off on their own and live a happy life and then be in their perception, their dimension, and you will go into another. And that's where the concept of coexistence emerges, where like the age of Aquarian, win-win. I don't have to be around you. I can love you from over here. You can be over there. And you can exist and I can exist simultaneously without disrupting the time-space continuum. It's possible. It truly is. Like, I might not agree with somebody's political beliefs, but I can appreciate that they exist, and that polarity of that opposite of what I believe sometimes just needs to exist in order for me to exist. And that's okay. We don't need to fight about stuff. It's not about a win-lose game anymore. It's about majority. Majority goes in this direction, and then the minority, as far as like, we're like voting in 2024. Okay, we're voting. The consensus reality is how many votes goes for one thing and for the other. But then the consensus reality gets argued because systems have been questioned, and that's all Pluto and Capricorn business. So this might come up again for us in this election year. There might be conflicts come the pre-election period when Pluto goes back into Capricorn again. And after it goes from 29 degrees Capricorn, goes into Aquarius, we'll get like a taste of like we did last year when it did this. It was like, oh, cool, everything's awesome. And then it went back into Capricorn, and we're like, oh no, everything's not awesome. There's wars, conflict, all this stuff. Just know that when the election period turns around, there's going to be some questions about the integrity of stuff, like the equipment. Again, you don't need to be psychic to know that. So, I don't know. Just be prepared for that, and you know, be prepared for people to want to get all feisty and get all out of their body and into stuff that they have no control over. And the only thing you have control over is, like, you can go vote, you can go campaign for the person you want to win, you can do that, you can do that, but that big picture, you can do that for the big picture, but the small picture that matters is your community and the people who are right next to you. Those are the people that matter. You can't control that sun. You can't control what the sun does. We only exist because that exists, right? So reel yourself in from any temptations to look at the news and doom scroll and go, oh my gosh, I'm going to be so worried about the border, or I'm going to be so worried about another disease. I'm going to be worried about how am I going to, what I'm really worried about is, like, how are we going to thrive versus just survive? And that's the thing that we need to be talking about. Like, how do we get past being in fight, flight, freeze, fawn? How do we live in peace, equanimity, joy, and love? What are the win-win solutions? How do I feel good and how do they feel good? And if we can't, like, compromise to the point where, like, I can radically accept their beliefs and they can radically accept mine, then there's an unworkable situation. So that's when democracy is useful. And I don't know, I don't care what your political beliefs are, whatever, but democracy is handy. And it needs some fixing, like, it needs some, not fixing, it just needs to be updated, Aquarius, for modern times. And our systems, Capricorn, need to be modernized. And I feel like once our systems are modernized, like, then there'll be more peace because there will be trust in our systems. If we don't have trust, then we can't get anywhere. And we need to trust our frenemies. I trust that, if they believe something completely different than you, there's still some core values there that, like, find the similarities, find what you mutually care about and connect there. And political beliefs don't matter. They really don't. What matters is human beliefs, humanity, and what is. Everyone's pursuit is really for love. And when you can look at other humans from a heart space, like, drop down into your heart and look at humans, even though, like, you might be taught to be scared of other humans. Maybe realize that, they might be scared too. Or they might be angry too. Or they might be sad too. They might feel the same things you feel, even though surface-wise. Anyway, this is long. 2024, I guess. Aloha.